Washington, D.C. today, President Donald Trump hosted Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy as he continues to attempt to broker an end to the war between Ukraine and Russia.
But today, Zelenskyy asked the U.S. to send more missiles to aid in the war effort. Gabe Gutierrez has the latest.
Trying to end the war in Ukraine, which has now raged for more than 3 years. Today, President Trump greeted Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy at the White House for the third time this term.
I think President Zelenskyy wants it done, and I think President Putin wants it done. Now all they have to do is get along a little bit.
The Ukrainian leader saying he's asking for weapons, including Tomahawk missiles.
To have really strong security guarantees. NATO is the best, but weapon is very important.
President Trump potentially open to a trade.
And they make a very good drone.
If the U.S. were to provide the long-range missiles, they'd go to NATO, which would then deliver them to Ukraine. Zelensky's push for missiles comes as Ukraine and Russia traded attacks, including this one overnight. Ukraine saying it hit an oil depot and fuel warehouse in Russian-occupied Crimea. Still, Zelenskyy striking an optimistic tone about a diplomatic resolution.
We understand that Putin is not ready, I think not ready, but I think that I'm confident that with your help we can stop this war.
Today's meeting comes after President Trump spoke by phone to Russian President Vladmir Putin for more than 2 hours.
I had a very productive talk yesterday with President Putin. We'll see what happens.
And set up a meeting in Budapest, Hungary in the coming weeks. Trump and Putin, of course, last met in August in Alaska. A source familiar with the meeting now tells NBC News that President Trump raised his voice several times at the Russian leader and threatened to walk out of the summit when Putin rejected a ceasefire offer. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, Washington.